Hey, what's up, everybody? This is a little quick confessional because the other day I visited my friend's website, onehiphopecia.com, and he had an interesting video post on there, and it was about why don't successful black women marry. And ABC News Nightline actually did the piece, and they went to Atlanta. They interviewed Nicole Marchand, Chateau Waters, Melinda Watson, and Jakeen Ashford, and these are all like beautiful, successful women, and yet all four of them were single. They weren't married. They were, late 20s, early 30s. They had like a lot accomplished, but the one thing that they didn't have was like a husband, and I kind of found that it was like shocking almost, but it was kind of an issue that I had been thinking about a couple days prior to watching that video post, because I was watching the Tyra Banks show and I was just thinking like how gorgeous and successful Tyra is, and I was just like, why isn't she married? Like, who wouldn't want to marry a woman like that? And it's like that's the same thoughts that I was getting when I watched these four women on the video posts. Like, why wouldn't guys be lined up around the corner to marry them? And the piece actually gave some rather eyebrow raising statistics about like black women and black men, and the first one is there are 1.8 million more black women than black men. So even if every black man decided to marry a black woman, 1 out of 12 of us would still be left single, which is kind of odd. But if you take 100 black men, 21% of those are without a high school diploma, 17% are unemployed, and 8% ages 25 through 34 are in jail. So if you've done that math, that leaves about 54% of black men left. And that's not even counting, the percentage of black men who don't date inside their race, or the percentage of black men who are homosexual. So it's just kind of like, if we wanted to choose from a pool of black men, we don't really have much to choose from. And Steve Harvey and Edward also said something that made me think a little bit, and they were just saying, are black women's standards unrealistic? Like, are we looking for like this super perfect guy, and we're kind of missing guys that might be good for us, because we're looking for somebody that's the total package? And I must admit that I'm guilty of this myself. I mean, I'm only 21, but it's like when I look for a partner, I kind of have unrealistic standards for the average 21-year-old girl. But I think it's just because I'm used to dating the guys a little bit older, so I kind of expect a little bit more from them. But Edward said something that made me think, like success and accomplishments are something that you work on as a couple. So if I'm starting my businesses, I'm on the ladder to success, and I meet somebody that's doing the same thing, why should I look down upon him? If he's going to be my mate, he should be somebody that I should be able to build something with. Like, we should be able to help each other reach our ultimate success goals. And it was really eye-opening, because I never thought about it like that. I just always thought like, okay, if I meet a guy and I'm going to pursue him, he needs to have this, and this. He has to be accomplished in this. He has to have this going for himself. And it just kind of made me think like maybe that's why I'm single, because a lot of guys that have all the things that I'm looking for are, already taken, or, just not supportive enough of me and what I'm trying to do, because they've already been there and done that. So they're kind of like, okay, you need to do this, or you need to be a certain place. So as far as like black women being successful and being single, another thing that it made me think about is a couple months ago, actually, I was having a conversation with one of my friends, and he dates a biracial woman, and he asked me, he was like, why do black girls, every time you guys get mad, y'all start the sentence off with first of all? And I just got instantly offended, and I was like, first of all. And then I just had to laugh at myself, because I was just like, you know what, that's exactly what he was talking about. And I know a lot of guys that I know that date outside of black women, they always say how black girls have like these bad attitude problems, and we just, you know, talk smart all the time. And it's like, you add that stereotype of us having bad attitudes with the fact that we're successful, that's kind of intimidating to some guys, especially if he's not even as far in life as you are. That could probably really intimidate somebody, and they might think, well, you know what, she's gonna look down upon me, and on top of that, she's gonna be snapping on me all the time too. So as far as like success goes, when you're in a relationship, if you read scripture in the Bible, you know, it says that the man is supposed to cover the woman. So we might be successful, but we still have to let our men play the role as a man, no matter what we're doing. As far as our business goes and our careers go, we still have to allow our men to be men, like to be the man of the relationship and of the household. And I think we as black women forget about that, because we're so used to putting on this shield of like being strong and nobody can tell us to do anything. Now we just forget that sometimes we just have to submit to our men, you know. But I'm not saying lose yourself in a man at all. I'm not saying just forget who you are, but know your role as a woman as far as like scripture goes. And you know, maybe us single girls can find somebody if we just tweak one or two things here, and just, you know, if love is what you want, ultimately want to have along with your success, there are some changes that we all need to make, because none of us are perfect.